Hello, Reverend Mike here, and today I'd like to talk about cancer some more. Specifically, today I'd like to focus on the importance of family to those with cancer. Now, family may have contributed to the stress that may have taken you here to the cancer world, or it may have contributed to the absence of peace and quiet that may have contributed to the illness that you now have. Everything in life is very subtle, very subtle. You don't always see it coming. And subtle energy is the energy that is least understood by the allopathic community because it's just there and it's subtle, just like the word that's it's used to describe it. It's subtle energy. If you got a blast from a fire hydrant, you know you were getting something impacting you. But when you get subtle energy, it can be as simple, as gentle as a breeze. And you may not see it, feel it, or even know it is there and is coming into your awareness to have an impact on you. We get used to our families, and sometimes we get used to them being difficult, and sometimes we get used to them being supportive. And when we get used to one or the other of those situations, then we just accept that as normal, and we don't necessarily get too upset because of the fact that that's just what they do. Well, they just do is not always acceptable in the long term because sometimes we have to reinitiate things and take charge of things so that what's going on is in an acceptable format and situation for us. Family energy is important to your healing, and so I'd like to talk a little bit about it today. When people are kind, it carries a vibration that is nurturing. When people are arrogant, it carries a vibration that is not nourishing. And families can run the gamut from terror to love. And we can affect change with others in our family and in our world and in our life and in our community. But we need to decide to do that. All too often, people decide that they don't want to have a confrontation, so they don't affirm for themselves. And when you don't affirm for yourself, then people don't understand necessarily that you have needs and that it's in the best interest of everybody if those needs are factored into everything that's going on in the community, in the family, in the situation. So, it may be tough, but it may be important to your healing that you sit down with family and spend time with family. This can be very subtle and very gentle, or very obnoxious and powerful, like an arrogant two-party political convention where everybody's saying this, that, or the other thing. Well, the idea for you, if you're the cancer patient, is to try to modulate everything so that you're at peace while you're getting your needs met, while you're highlighting those needs to the people that can help make them happen, and why you need to explain and justify things so that people get it. Because if they don't get it, they can't give it to you. And if they don't give it to you, then you're not as optimally supported as you would be had they given it to you. So I wrote a little book called Cancer Glue for You, Family Energy. And it talks all about the family and the energy. And it's one of those books that I give away free on my Kindle giveaways, and I made note of the fact that I have not given away enough information about that yet. So what I'm going to do below this YouTube is I'm going to put a notation about those free giveaways and how you go about getting them, and the steps that you want to be sure that so you're not running up a bill at Kindle. So anyhow, that's where I am for today, and I hope it serves you well. And I want to encourage you always to feel free to write to me at Reverend Mike Wanner, Reverend Mike, Mike, Wanner, Wanner, at AOL.com, and let me know what kind of things are interesting you in finding ideas about, so that I can throw in some bits here and there that address things that you really want to know about. And if you have a point of view or a story, I'd love for you to write a little, what I call a dialogue, just a little story of about a couple hundred words as to what you'd like me or this program or others in the spiritual and emotional support arenas to think about and develop for you. It's not going to happen by itself, and you don't need to be bashful with me, because it's not like I'm charging you $1,000,000 an issue. Put everything I can out on free Kindle giveaways so that you can get the information and have no expense in the process, but also have the ideas that you need. You can't just go into fear and sit there. You need to be aware of what's going on with you, in you, and when you're aware of what's going on with you, then you decide, well, do you like that? Do you not like that? If you don't like it, you might want to change something. If you want to change something, then you take the steps in that direction and talk to people that can help you with that. Life is complicated and easy. It's simple, but prolonged. It's got all the factors of everything in it, and what you might want to consider is find those things that you don't like and change some of them so that you can find things that you do like and embrace some of them. So that's my little bit for today, and I wish you well, and I remind you that your God loves you and God is there, and you don't have to go to church to find God. Just go into your head and say, Lord, be with me, Lord, uplift me, and whatever words in your spiritual custom or your spiritual belief system, and invite God in your way. And if you can't figure out what would be right in your denomination or faith lineage, then just talk to God straight out like you would anybody else and say, I'd like to know information about this, I'd like to know about that, I'd like to meet the right people to help me with this, that, or the other thing. So anyhow, think that you can make progress, and don't be surprised when you do. God bless. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.